Welcome to part 3 of our Satsuma journey. Um, yeah, last time we had a couple of issues with missing hardware and like wrong parts I purchased. And luckily I was able to rectify that. So the big one is we now have a Prusa Mini Y carriage. This is actually original part that I ordered from Prusa. So that was the easiest for me to get. And so I went with that. So this was the part we were missing last time. We also discovered that the screws were mislabeled in Fusion, which caused a couple of issues. So I ordered the correct screws. I had a couple, but like now we have a lot more. So hopefully uh, that allows us to finish everything up. One thing I also did, and I kind of forgot to do that before, was the frame we built on stream, of course. I did not adjust the camera at all. Something like that. The frame we built on the stream, of course, but I actually never went to my ceramic cooktop, like the glass cooktop, and made sure that it's like all square. And it was like mostly square. I tweaked it a little bit. The only thing that's still like very annoying is like this T structure here. I definitely like misdrilled these holes a little bit, so they were not in the exact spot they were supposed to be in, which made it a bit tricky. But it's pretty square now. More than good enough. And I also double checked that these are vertical. So I basically like use the calipers to measure the distance here on the bottom from the front to this part. And then I copied it over to these top parts here. So the front ones were aligned. And then I tightened these and then I make sure these are like vertical as well. The only thing left to do is we have to swap out the screws. You see here we have like the socket head screws. But we need the flathead screw type here so that this is all nice. So that's for later. Another thing I really want to do now that we know the frame is square, I kind of quickly switch over. I kind of want to get. I actually didn't print the rubber feet yet. Like I wanted to print those from TPU. I kind of forgot. What I want to do is like I want to add these skirt here, these like skirt parts here. Skirts like kind of like in quotation marks. But these I want to add just so like I don't have the raw metal like scratching over my desk the entire time. That is a tiny bit annoying to me. So yeah, that is definitely on our to-do list for today. And besides that, I think we should just continue where we left off. So we will finish off the Z drive, which means I don't think we placed the motors yet, but at least let's finish the bad construction here. That this is all in the right spot. Let me switch back to Fusion. And then later we can do the lead screws as a drop-in, basically. Because these I still have to cut. That's also something I forgot. I'm very chaotic with this build. With all builds, with this build in particular. Cool. So yeah, so let's finish this one off. And then I think the next step would actually be the y-axis, which are not super visible. But yeah, here the y-axis from this beam here, rod here, and then the x-axis would be next. But let's finish up Z first. And I think these are all designed, and you can kind of see it here, in a way that we have like a clamp kind of like with top and bottom. So we can install the rod here with the bearing, and then later on we can just clamp the parts around basically for X. And I also now looking at my Fusion file here, I definitely noticed I have some parts in the wrong color. Because these I printed definitely in black. It should have been green seemingly. So that did not work out, but okay, we will use them now in black. I think these I have in green. So I think something went a bit astray there with my color scheme. But yeah, that's not the worst thing that can happen to us. Cool. let's jump right in, I would say. I did already look for all these little spacers. Hi there, Steve. Thank you for the super chat as always. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, let's see how that goes. So this part fits. It's great. It's not the one for the Mark IV. But I think before we do that, let's actually quickly swap out the screws that we used the wrong caliper for. And I also make quite a bit of mess here with all the parts I get out, but I should sort that back at some point. So that's a whole bag, 103 by 30. That should be more than enough what we need for this build. I just really hope that we don't discover later that like something else. Hi there, Mr. DCI, welcome. That later some other screws also mislabeled. So I really hope this is like a one-time issue. Let me just do this one by one. Get the bag for these. And we can put them just back. And maybe we create a little bit less of a chaos. I always have to switch the screwdriver. Make Steve the official sponsor? Yeah, I think he's already working hard on that. Let's see. I hope, or I don't think we have too many of these screws that we have to swap out. These are shorter. I think there are also, there are also two blocks here on the bottom where we also have to do that swap. I don't know, okay. You think I did it correct? We went on a 2-hour bike trip today. I hope this kind of powers him out, or I hoped it would, but I don't think that did much. I need those. These I need. It's always good to check the roundness of these parts, and he's doing a very good job just making sure they're rolling properly. It's more thank you for what I've learned from Chris and him taking time via the ends to help me. Well, to be honest, I think you helped me like at least 50 times more than I helped you, especially on stream. A zip tie would be nice to hold this for a second here. Yeah, come. Give me a screw. We don't need those. Okay, I think that's the last of the screws we had to replace. Hey, that's one I need. Cats are fun. Here. He still loves his filament bits. It's actually super funny. Like I just cut like a bit of filament and I just throw it and like he plays with this like bit of filament like forever. And we're at the point now where he actually brings them to me. He brings them to me, then I have to like play a little bit with him and then I throw it. He runs after it. And at some point he brings it back and I have to throw it again. So I totally expect in like a minute or so he will be on the table here with the filament bit and then I have to throw it again for him. It's like soul of a dog, basically. Okay, so these are all the parts. Oh, here are also some we placed. Let's see if that works. I totally forgot how much pain this was to install these parts here with the press fit. It was not fun. Give me my screw. Yeah, I know my cat. Now I brings it back. Let's get it for like an orderly launch and then off he goes. My cat skills are slowly improving. Oh, that was quick. You're not very independent today. Oh, I thought what? We have nuts here on the back. That was just a nut fell off. Let's maybe quickly flip this over. You can see what we do with this nut here. There we go. These two go back in the bag. The lot M3 by 30 is for something in the future. Here we go. Careful. Okay. He also has teeth again. He lost his two front teeth. I think I mentioned last stream, and now he has two properly grown big teeth. No, he's a big boy now. Okay. For this one, let's quickly check what kind of screws we need. So basically, spacers, I printed them in black. Should have been green. Like something went wrong with a couple of like these accent color parts, but yeah, that's not the biggest problem. Wait, we need a heat bed here, right? That goes in one go. No, the screw goes from the bottom up. Oh yeah, that's tapped. Okay. So it's basically just the other way around. So let's see how we do that. Let me just like toss out a couple here. Let me make this a bit bigger. So we basically have to feed it through from the bottom. There's a bit of friction, so they kind of stay in place. Let's do the 4 on the corners. No, these don't work. Okay, let's do quickly the 2 on the front, then we can flip it over and the metal part stays in place. Wait. That's not... What are you? Find in browser. You are at M340. That's the wrong size that I use. I use 30. Are these 40s? Yeah, it looks like a 40 to me. No, it's even longer, right? They peek out on top here as well. I think these are 40s, yeah. Yeah, it looks good. There's only one problem. Hey, that's mine. There's only one problem. These are not tapped. I thought they would be tapped. They are not. But it's not a problem, is it? Well, it doesn't really stand out. Oh, it does. Okay, so you have to kind of, they don't slide here. So we have to use a nut from the top here, I think. Which, I mean, you see here also those stand out. My question is then just like, how does the heat bed mount? Because this here is just floating. Like if you look at Fusion, there's just a floating bed. I didn't notice that before. Let's quickly, I forgot to take out the heat bed. Let me quickly grab that. And then let's quickly take a look like in reality how it looks. I think like with the 40s, we can at least mount the metal plate. And then maybe with the heat bed in place, there's some, thank you, that's exactly what I needed. Yeah, these parts have a bit of an elephant's foot, which is not helpful. Can you lift them? Let's see. Maybe take this over to the side. Access the screws from the bottom. Just quickly. Don't press the red button, Loki. Okay. So, I mean, we can definitely add the nut from the top here. That's not a problem. But let's quickly check how the bed is mounted. 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the heat bed. It was in a box with the Mark IV carriage, and I thought like, oh, we don't need the Mark IV carriage. Okay, so looking at that, yeah, look, these very interesting cables. If we just place this on top, the screw, like there are some screw positions we can use, which is this one, the one in the center front, and the one in the back. He really likes the little cylinders. Yeah, this one you can have. So basically, they're like these 4 corner screws here we can use to mount the bed. I think that's the only position left. Okay, let's mount the carriage, and then I think the pieces will fall together. So for this, let's just use. I wonder whether we should use just standard M3 nuts for this. And I also wonder if we need all the positions. Because like technically there are like 2 holes here, 2 holes here, 1, 2 holes here, 2 holes here. It's quite a lot of connection points, but let's use what we have. Oh yeah, and here's this mechanic that it can like move in and out of it, so it can scale. So this is okay. Yeah, let me just grab some random M3 nuts. I don't want the fancy black ones. Let me see if I have enough silver ones. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, we need to use some 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, and we use 4 black ones. I kind of want to save the black one because I have here black and 3 nuts, and I kind of want to save them for some nice stuff, but let's use them on the front row basically. So this will be a black M3. This one. Then we also need more M3 for these. I didn't take out that many. So we have M325. Oh, only those are M340s. The others are M325. Okay, gotcha. So these are shorter screws here. Let's actually put it like this. And there we lost the nut. Let me tighten this one a bit, just so we don't lose that. Okay. Then let's put the next one in. That's a 30. Careful. Stay here. Yeah. And these two parts are definitely not printed in the ideal orientation. Like, I don't know what I did there. I printed them on this surface here. I should have, of course, printed them on this surface here on the back. That was just, I don't know why I thought this was good. Potentially I just didn't see it because there are so many parts. Yeah. Okay. Let's maybe do something smart. Let's do first. Ah, this one doesn't have an elephant's foot. Nice. This one for sure does. No, it does not. Okay, nice. Okay. Let's put this here. I just got a warning that my phone battery doesn't charge, which is this camera here. We need to check that in a hot second. I had that before, then I had to use like an external charger. Okay. So we can like fold it all in the right spot here. I'm not sure if this was a better approach than what we did before. Doesn't quite align so far. Let's try to get one cell in first. So what you see from the side is that this screw here is not straight. This is like more towards the end. Oh, I missed all the chat. Hi there, Raj. Hi there, Desert Wolf. Welcome. Been watching the vids of your printer builds. And I was surprised to see that Satsuma has not a printer I've seen anyone else build. Well, it's a very small project, and it's also abandoned, so that might explain it. Well, yeah, let's see if we can revive the project a little bit. think it would be better off with the 10mm standoffs that came with the Prusa Mini. The 40mm will screw into the bed. 10mm standoffs that came with the Prusa Mini. But I don't have the standoffs that came with the Prusa Mini. But I'm a bit confused about this not lining up here. Like these screws don't fully go where they're supposed to be. The back ones do. This fits here. Like these fit. There's a bit of tension. Oh, but I also see now something. I think we're using different standoffs here. Are there two different types? Like these are the same height? No, they're all the same. It looked just now like as if they had different heights. But how about we just do one half first and then we see where we end up. But like the ones here in the center are definitely problematic. Like these two holes here in the center are like they don't line up. Like the back one here is fine. I can also lock that in. But if I do that, like this hole here doesn't fully align. Let's do the rest and see where we end up. Potentially we just have to wiggle it a little bit. And I'm also a bit bummed. So we only used two M340s right now, I think. If we get this out of the way. We used two M340s. Careful, cat. Only two here, but we need two more. And I don't have them here in my spare screw set. And I don't have them here, like I took all of them out. So I am unsure where the M340s are. Ah, here. Not quite sure why I placed them in here, but mystery solved. Have you thought about doing a NXK3? It's another printer you don't see much coverage of. Well, it might be something for the future. For now, I think we are we are kind of like good. This will keep us busy a while, and after I want to rebuild the V0. Can you give me some space for a second? Wait. I'm using screws. Back in the screw back. So something doesn't line up. I'm not yet sure what. I think what's happening is that these two are too far back. because also these two don't line up. And you see like there's a bit of like a growing crack here in the center where the two parts meet. So it's very tight here and then like it grows wider here. So I think these are a little bit like angled like this, which explains why these don't line up and these don't line up. So to fix that, these two would need to move forward. These two would need to move forward basically. Which we can do, of course. I mean, who doesn't like working on this amazing press fit here? Let's loosen those. The rear rod should be completely loose, which is here. Oh, there are two more screws here on top. Okay, so this one is completely loose. Let's also loosen this one here. Okay, so these two are loose. Okay, here's my plan. So we will use the clamp to press this a little bit forward. And I will push off the frame here. I keep dropping stuff today. Horrible. Let's see if that works. I did not plan on doing more press fit work. No, it's too big. And I think we need to use the hammer again to press it forward because like the clamp I have is not big enough to clamp from the front, but it's too large to clamp from the back here. So yeah. I don't see any other way except maybe. Yeah, we also should loosen these again because otherwise I put like now a lot of pressure on the bearings. Let's loosen this side and I keep the other side fixed. One second, let me get a cat from the counter. For some reason, he started jumping on the kitchen counter again. I thought we were done with this. Just get yours. Okay. So maybe I can just this press fit is horrendously shit. I really thought we were done with that. Let me remove this rod here. I mean, it's never a straightforward build if you don't have like a manual, but this is exceptionally not nice. Uh, Maybe what we should do is let's remove that. I think we should have built that out of the printer. Let me do the following. A plan is forming in my head. A plan is forming in my head. We take this completely out. Let's select all the parts. Okay, so here's the deal. Like this needs to be kind of aligned. And it's definitely not. So this part needs to move forward. Like if I kind of like align this hole here, the center one, then these two are out of whack. So I definitely need to like move these two closer together. So we need to do the exact same thing as last time. Let's just use a hammer and like tap it from the back to move it together until this aligns. Yeah, let me get a hammer. Hammer time. 1 second. The bed frame and rods are going to keep it all in place. Yep. Once they are in place, they will keep everything in place. Just some scrap MDF sheet. So let's just tap that in carefully. We shouldn't overshoot. So I'll just be really gentle with that. I'm amazed like how Loki just doesn't care about hammer. But turn on the vacuum cleaner and he's all over the place. Yeah, it's completely off. I really hope that this was the last what we had so far. Let's see if we are still a bit off. I mean, it's quite close. You can see the screw. Actually, maybe a little bit forward that you can see what I'm doing. It's like maybe like 2 millimeters. Like it's not like off by like a lot. Also, maybe we should remove these two screws here because they stand out. Then we have a flat face here. Let's see. Maybe if I put it like this, it's like sitting on the two rods. Then I'm not sure if we're making progress. Like I feel like it's getting worse. Or maybe no progress at all. It's definitely like the rods are moving, like they're getting closer together for sure. We're now in the spot where we could flex it in place a little bit. So not too much is missing. Okay, so if you build this and you do these press fits here, make sure that like you align the holes. That's a lesson learned. So this would work. I mean, now we can kind of force it a little bit in place. But this one is still a little bit off, so I think we need to have a bit more. So a bit more. Yeah, I think now it's kind of okay. Let's quickly add the spacers. See how that goes. I lied in the video title. I thought we do the AB drive, but seemingly this is a Z drive part 2. I did not expect this to be so problematic. No, it's still not quite where it needs to be. It's really close though, but this needs to be very precise seemingly to allow the screws to fit. Let's do a little bit more. Okay, if that falls out, I guess it's a good sign because then there's no tension. Oh, I kid you not. This is a tapped hole. This is tapped. The others are not. This is these two are tapped for whatever reason. These two are tapped. Okay, but then it fits. Why are these two tapped? Okay, then let's secure this here in place. If this now fits, it does. Okay. What a journey. Wait, we said for the front one we want the black M3 nuts. This one is tapped, it doesn't need any M3 nuts. And then we only need this one here. Well, that's something. Now we just have to repeat it on the other side. Okay. Yeah, let me quickly remove the other side. Okay. Let's do the same spiel again. So we let's screw in the front part already. And then we have to tap this one in until it fits. It's for sure like a very stiff bad construction. Missing one black 3 nut. I thought I put out 4, but we only put out 3. Okay. And looking from the back, like it's definitely off, like you see by quite a bit. Like if you look here, like this should be aligned here, these two halves, and they're definitely 100% not. So this one needs to go forward quite a bit. Let's do the same here. So we put the rods on this like MDF sheet, and then we can work our way into the right spot. I think we're kind of in the right neighborhood now. Let's see if we can get the one in that is tapped. Not fully tightening this, but oh yeah, this one now also falls into place. It's quite a good sign, I would say. And oh yeah, one thing I noticed, we have one of these too little, but I have plenty others. Okay, perfect. So this would now be all aligned. Quickly. These are the older parts in. No, it's not even Galaxy, because I printed like quite a bunch of parts in the Galaxy ASA, and then decided not to use it. So I have a lot of spares of some parts. But I also printed a lot of parts twice now. Like not lots, but quite a few. Like it was such a chaos in the end with the printed parts, because like I had a lot of failed prints. With 2.4 we had a bit of trouble. If you're a member of the Discord, you get all the fun troubleshooting. Cool, but this looks quite good. This does look quite good. The rods are standing out now quite a bit, so they are like a little bit oversized. And like what I did initially was like I made them flush, but that did not work out well. Okay, yeah, let me just quickly get a nut. What are you? Are you fives? No, you're six. Yeah, you're six. And we can quickly like tighten these properly. No, you're not sixes. That's not what you are. You're 5.5. I try to not over tighten them, but just, make them snug. I always like, if I use a wrench like this on like printed parts, I always try to grab it only on the handle base, or like on the head basically. That you don't add too much torque. If we do this one. Let's do these in the center. Okay. Wait, don't bother tightening them. We'll have to swap them for 10mm standoffs. Why do I need 10mm standoffs? That's not something I understand yet. Because like my idea was like because the bed like in the cat is floating. So I think what we need to do, and I still have a couple of these standoffs here. My idea was we place these standoffs here. And this 5 pattern, we put the bed on top. And then I'm not sure if we need 25s or 30s. And then I would just put this down like this. It's way too long. Like this, Steve. Because then we are also golden with the spacing and everything. And this looks to me like what is in the cat, roughly. It's just like we're missing a lot of stuff there. Guess you can do it that way also, yeah. That was like my idea, just looking at the cat and looking at the parts I have. That was like kind of like the approach I had. The only thing we need to do is we need to kind of find like screw that is okay. I mean, you can just quickly check here. I think M316 are excellent choice for this. They should just be long enough. Check. They will just reach. No, M316 are too short. No. Next best thing I have is 22s. Yeah, 22s are quite good. I should make notes to remember like all these like small things we discovered during the build. Okay, let's start with the center one. I hope I have enough. Yeah, I should have enough of these standoffs. Okay. And to be honest, I guess like if you buy this bed in one set, there's most likely something in between and you have the screws for that already. But I don't have a Pusha Mini, so I think this is like a problem unique to me. Yeah. Can I put this in here? Because I don't have a Prusa Mini, which is like usually, I guess, not what people start with doing this machine. Okay. Now, can we flip this over without losing the screws? I'm just pulling the bed in one direction that there's a bit of tension on the screws, then they don't fall out. That was my plan. Oh, there's a random standoff under the bed. I'm saying, why is this not flush? Cool. Okay. Um, yeah, let's just use some more of my spare. So I think like just having some M3 nuts is advisable. Technically, you can also use the square nuts, of course. Like if you build this, you have a lot of M3 square nuts. I mean, that's definitely an option, just using those instead of like the hex nuts. Let me just quickly put this on that the screws don't fall out anymore. And then we can go through and tighten these. So cleaned up this already. Okay. Let me get them somewhat tight before doing like a round tightening them properly down. I think M318 would be the perfect choice here. Okay, quickly. Yes, they don't slip, so I can just tighten them a bit from the back. I mean, this is very stiff. That much is sure. I think you will end up with a taco bed, though only having the 4 screws would make more sense if you strip the pusher mini. Oh, you would remove the center screw? I mean, I can remove the center screw. I think you're right. Not having the center screw is better. Only problem, now I don't get the standoff out. Let's quickly loosen this one. Yeah, there it is. And then, what is it? This one. We'll upload a pic on Discord. There's also a random cable here that is not part of the bed. I will quickly remove that because that is annoying me a little bit. Just put out. It was just a cable from the previous build. That's not really part of this. And I hope the cables are long enough. I'm not sure if I shortened these. I don't think I did. No, these don't look like crimps I did. They definitely don't look like my crimps. So this is the original length. So that's good. Let me quickly check what. Oh, the front camera turned off. 1 second. Let me quickly fix that. 1 second. Okay, let's see. So for some reason, I mean, this is the iPhone I used to record the front video that's now frozen. The battery ran out, although it was plugged in. I now plugged it in to charge instead of the laptop. So let's see if that is reviving itself soon. Steve sent a picture. Yeah, like these are in all corners, Steve. But if you look at the fusion of the Satsuma, you can't install it like that because the screws you see here are definitely from the bottom up. Like this is the intended orientation. And then the only holes left are these 5 here. The corners are definitely used. So I'm not quite sure if that will be an issue. But we will keep an eye on that. And later on, when we have a probe, we can just make a bad mesh and see how that works out. The phone is back alive. Maybe. Okay. I'll leave that for a second, just to its own. Yeah, let's put this back. I think we're done hammering. No more hammers in this build, please. Ah, the missing nut. The only thing is we need to be a little bit careful now with the bearings. So let's first install the front one, and then the back one. We just need to make sure that we have them super loose, that they can align. Okay. Let's see, does it go in here? Let me remove the clamp fully. Oh, let me also switch back to the desk view. Okay. I mean, this looks kind of okay. We must just like it's just important that this one is loose here. And also now remember there are like M3 square nuts on the back here. I hope they're still. They're not where they're supposed to be. Okay, so this one we quickly have to take out. Yeah, there we lost the. Like I don't like these square nuts. Like it's kind of like it's a nice idea because it's very simple to install. And I think for Prusa it makes sense if you kind of like mass produce that more or less. Because you don't need an extra tool, you can just snap them in. But I think for other builds, this is just like a bit of annoyance. Wait, are they too short? Is this the wrong screw? Yeah. Yeah, I had M325 instead of M330s. My bad. Okay. These I still leave loose, that we can adjust the rods on the back. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, and here I think it's even more important that we just this very loose that I can. So I must not use any force to insert this rod here, because then you can easily push out the bolts. Okay. Let's. Yeah, we have to remove the green part, I think. Okay. And actually quite in good position. Like you see when I move it up, like these parts don't move. So let's just tighten the bottom ones first. And actually we have to tighten the front ones first. Like here, these green ones we didn't tighten yet. Let's do that first. Okay. Then with the bed on the bottom, we tighten these here. And that the bottom position is set. We'll build it someday, but we'll redesign most parts to take M3 heat inserts. Yeah. I would recommend Steve. I don't think it's like it's a big design change, to be honest, because like the parts are all designed as through, like the nut needs to come from the back anyways, so you can just add through parts on the back, like the heat set inserts on the back. This is, by the way, still dead. I'm not quite sure if my phone is broken. Okay, I'll push this to the top. And then in the top position, we can just tighten one screw, move it down, that's fine then. Yeah, it doesn't charge. 1 second, let me quickly try not charging. I think we are back in business. So I now connected directly here to the Mac, and this seems to charge and work. Do you honestly want to see how good it is when it's finished? To see if it's worth building. Yeah, I think that's a fair statement, Steve. I'm also very curious. I really hope that like the effort I put into this machine is paying off. Yep. I was like, what's the resistance? But it was just on the cable. Yeah, that runs quite good. Cool. The only thing that's oh, well, that would have helped to tighten this rod down here. Oh, this one is also not tight. Ah! We forgot some essential steps here. Shit. I don't think this will change how it runs, because the rods are already quite restricted in XY. But I mean, it would have been good. Mm. Oh, and I fucked up. No, shit. That's the back side. We mounted the bed. Oh shit! I didn't pay attention. These are the back side, the back parts. So we need to flip that. Oh, that's a typical move that I would do. Yeah, let's do it. This is a classic me. Well, it will be quicker because we have the distance of the rod set. So what we can do is we can just quickly remove these whole brackets here. What a classic me. Yes, I always say we, Steve, but I know it's me. Not trying to blame anyone. Ah, no, it doesn't work. I can't start it off like that. Then I have to also remove these. I should be able to move this out. Yep. Okay. So we need to rotate this 180 degrees. Because it was so much fun, I wanted to do it again. I'm very disappointed in Loki that he didn't stop me from doing that. Okay, one left. Barely a problem. Where is my here? Last nut. You know, if you would have a proper manual or like any manual, these are like things that most likely would be called out to like pay attention to orientation stuff. If you do it just from Fusion, I think that's what makes like a build like this like just a lot harder than like a normal quote unquote printer build. Okay. I don't like this. I will also remove these rods. I don't want to put like any force on the rods when you insert them in the bearing, because then you can push out the balls. I think you learn more from this type of build than from and the machine stuff. Yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, like, to be honest, the Voron builds with the kits and all the resources around them. It's a little bit like Lego Plus in a certain sense. Like, if you're not like having like two left hands, it's a saying in English, like have to have two left hands. It's a saying in German, like you say, like if you don't have two left hands, then you can do that. So I think like the Voron builds are not that hard. I mean, you need to kind of know what you do, but like there are a lot of resources out there you can learn about the build, about this very specific build. But with these type of builds, there's just nothing. We also need to quickly check the alignment here from the front again, because we loosened now the top part. So I'll just use the caliper. Like tighten the screw here, then I can use that to copy the distance. This way we are certain that the rod is perfectly vertical in relation to the frame. Okay, that's good. The only thing that annoys me a bit is like this rod, like the rods are like, I don't think some are fully settling in the bottom part, and then they're like a little bit, I mean like a millimeter higher. Like it doesn't really make a functional difference in the machine. Just like visually a little bit annoying. Hi Jody, welcome. I'm late to the game as usual. Well, I always start late, so it's being late is allowed at this stream. Very handy to have the magnetic pad here. Catches all the screws that drop. Put that here. Actually, I was about to order OSEC sheets last week. But then I kind of noticed that like a lot of the OSIC sheets are sold out. Also what I need for the 2.4 here. So I wonder if OSIC is going out of business because also like the sheets are all like, I mean, cheap is a relative term. Like the OSIC sheets are always really expensive. And I remember that the sheets for the 2.4 were like incredibly expensive. And now you get them for like 40 euros. But they are sold out, which of course means you can't get them for 40 euros. But I think I get like a slightly oversized one with like 330 by 330. And we'll use that on this machine. And then I will also order like a OSIC sheet for this machine. I find them so much better for PLA print. Yeah, and this one stands out quite a bit actually, but yeah, it is what it is. This is all tight. These are tight. Hey, Loki. Just checking. These are all tight. Ah, these are not tight. And also the bed can like a little bit slide up and down. Like this is okay with like travels like this, because the distance can grow a little bit. So it's quite good. So even when the steppers get out of tram, like you can home the bed properly. Okay. Well, that's kind of like where I thought we would be after like 15 minutes. But we only need only took us 1 hour and 40 minutes. So hey, better late than ever. Let's do two things. First, I'm really bothered by the metal on the table. So let's install the skirt parts for the bottom. Just a nicer for me to move around. But yeah, this works pretty good. Loki, see? We built a kitten elevator. Can you sit here? Yeah, it's a perfect kitten elevator. He just has to move his head in. Come. Can you move your head in? Oh, no. Ah, he doesn't want to be elevated. Why are cats always attracted to 3D printers? I don't know, Jordy. But he is like super attracted to loose cables. Like if a cable is plugged in on both ends, he doesn't care. But if a cable is loose, he really is interested in it. And he loves filament bits. Like I sometimes give him these. And this is like his kryptonite. And now he thought I threw it, but didn't do it yet. Okay, let's do the skirt parts. And let's do the skirt parts. And I see they're just not finished. 1 second. So these are all the skirt parts. And I see the bottom skirts. Like again, like I don't have the feet yet, but we can just install the plastic parts for now. So we have these like accent parts. And then it's these parts here. Yeah, these four. So that just clips in. It's a very nice fit actually. So it's a very nice fit. Here we go. Let's carefully flip it over. And then this is a very easy thing with like two M5 T-nuts. And then in the center, there will be a rubber foot. Oh no, rubber foot goes here, and there's a square nut, which we later can. Let's put the square nut in here already, just for good measure. I think we can reach it later, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's just already put this in here. Okay, that's not the best approach on putting these. They might fall out. Two of these on each corner. Can you go in? Hey, can you leave more stuff here? That would be really cool. You have your toys and I have my toys. And that's very deep into my toy territory. Okay, so this one has a nut already. Yeah, I think we have to place it later. Yeah. Okay, this falls out, but we can easily place it later. And then assume we use our standard M5 screw here. And that will be already a lot nicer on my table. Oh, that's not long enough. Okay. So for the center part here, oh, should be long enough. Oh, that's we tapped them with M6. What are you eating? Stop eating that. Don't be like a annoying cat, please. I tapped them in with M6 because these are V-slot extrusions, not T-slot. And the center hole here is 6 mm, so you can only tap them M6. That's why this does not work out now. Oh, actually, this is a nice idea. Let's just use this to align that a little bit. So for now, we can only do a screw left and right, but to be honest, that's very much in the good enough territory. I don't think the M6 fits here. Like the screw head is most likely a tiny bit too big. Yeah, it's not a problem at all. I feel like a lot of these parts are a little bit like over secured. Like for example, like do we need 6 screws for the motor mount? I would say most likely not. Oh yeah, and that's not the only parts, right? Yeah, the only screws. There are 2 more here and here, but to be honest, I'm not sure if we need those. Because like this is like literally like all that's right. Like there's only like a foot now here in the center. And that's all this part needs to be. Like I don't think we need to secure that with five screws. But it's exactly what I mean. Like some of these parts are just like over secured. Yeah, a bit over the top, yeah. But yeah, this is a lot better. There's one that's not fully tight. I think this screw here is not tight yet. Okay, here we go. I will not place these screws here in the corner. Like, there's no need for that at all. Now it doesn't come out anymore. Nice. Come. Oh, okay. I'll get that out later. Okay. And off to the floor it goes. Okay, and this cable already annoys me, so let me just do I have some tape. Let me just tape that maybe to the bed. Because otherwise like it's constantly under the frame. That will be very annoying. I'm not sure if this will hold forever, but good enough for now. Okay. Then, next step. So the Z drive is not yet fully complete. So looking at Fusion, we still need the lead screws. I didn't cut the lead screws yet to size. Shame on me. But what we can do is we can place the pots and the pom nuts. I just call them pots. I'm not sure if that's the proper name. But that's how I call them. For the feet, I think I can act as a corner brace. So you think you would place them, the screws? It's very easy to like place them later. Oh yeah, for these parts, we have M3 nuts that slide in here from the side, so there's like little pockets. Like the parts are nicely designed, I would say. Oh, and then we have M3 hex nuts. This is interesting choice. So basically we have M3 hex nuts going in here from the top. Let's see if I'm good. One more M3 hex nut. Curious why now hex nuts are used here in the center. Don't quite see why these are like different mounting options now. So what are you? M330. Meter 25 we said. Yeah, let's see. Let me first get these in here. Yeah, you fit. Why do you not? Thank you. That's not a nice choice of screw here. They stick out on the bottom. This is really M330. It says M330. But this looks to me more like a spot where M325 should be used. Hi Dom, welcome. I wouldn't turn it 90 degrees so that you can use an angled cable. What would you turn 90 degrees? Yeah, this is like a spot for, this is definitely not an M330. Something tells me that this is not 30 millimeters. Yeah, this is an M320. Yeah, this is extremely annoying that these items are mislabeled in Fusion. I have to put it on my list to fix. We only have 2 more M325s, that those would also work. I don't know. It's going okay. Like we're not doing what we are supposed to do, but like, you know, step by step. Yeah, let's use the M322s I have. let me fix that already. So it's M314, M3. M320. Okay, and then these are already renamed. Okay, yeah, these are not. I wonder how often this will keep happening. Well, let's actually do the following. Because I don't have a lot of these screws. The good thing is, it's very easy to make stuff shorter, right? Yeah, put it on my list to fix. But to be fair, like this is not my screw up per se. So I think what happened is that the guy who designed that just copied the items in Fusion and just shortened the screws. I think this is what happened here. I'm now just making my own M320s. If the cat is wrong, your bomb will be as well. Yeah, exactly. That's also what happens, right? Like I made a bomb. But that of course like was built on the cat. That's also why I don't have M320s. I didn't buy that. But yeah, that's like the thing, like when you build something like this for the first time, you're a beta tester. The thing I need to do is I need to update the cat basically now as we go with these issues. This is not a happy screw. Yeah, this is like not a happy screw. Like I think I have to use another one. Let's try. Now it is a happy screw. Yeah, that's just the thing. We need to improvise a bit, right? It's not the worst. I will not fully tighten this here. This needs to be, of course, tight, but I think it's okay if it slides left and right a bit. It's actually like, I would call it a feature. Now it's tight. That can like self-align a little bit later. So for now, I'll keep it like this. Um, yeah, we still need the M3. I do wonder though, because I did get M3 lock nuts. Are these lock nuts? Yeah, these are lock nuts. Then we need to quickly use these. Let's see where they are hiding. Hey, remember the my toy, your toy category? My toy, not your toy. Square nuts? Nuts, nuts. I already saw the lock nuts today. Ah, here. I'm just hiding. Hey, stop. Stop. It's his toy now. That's what he thinks. But I think we have very different interpretations of this. Okay, so these are lock nuts. And we have to quickly fix it on the other side. Then we also quickly need to make our own M320s. Loki, no. I know you have a brain like a memory like a goldfish, but that doesn't change. Hey, stop. Are we no good? Are you bored? Are you bored? Do we need to find a toy for you? How about you keep these cables for me and you get these cables? Do those cables look fun to you? That looks fun? That looks fun? Yeah. You're fully convinced. Okay. Have fun. I call it negotiation. For some reason, these screws, like, they don't cut cleanly. Didn't see that before. I mean, it's not like a... I mean, it's not a bad tool. It's just old, but potentially time for a new one. Yeah, this one too. So these screws are not really happy being cut with this tool. Hey, you got your own cable. Remember we had a deal that you use your cables and you leave my cables? I think one party of the negotiations already didn't hold up their end. Yep. Come. So then let's shoot in these M3 nuts here. But also before we fix it, maybe it's, yeah, we can do it when it's on. It's fine. Which one is this one? Okay, then that's that. Let's quickly use the correct nuts on the other side. No handshake. Nope, no handshake. He's not a cat of his words, so to say. Quickly get these nuts out. Never thought to use a hammer this much in the printer build. Okay. You know what we can do? Maybe we can just... It's too much. It's kind of holds the cables in place as well. It kind of makes it somewhat Loki safe. Okay. Then let's quickly flip this over. And then the question is, where did I put the palm nuts? They're not here. Oh yeah, they must be here. So these go now on top here. And these are M314, if I remember correctly. I have 16s. M314, I have a whole bunch of these. Oh. Properly. Uh-oh. Well, that one's gone. The question is, are those actually M314s? Or I think the... The nuts are a little bit loose, so they fall down. So we need to do this like, okay. Would have been easier to do this before installation. I did not consider that the nuts are sliding around. That's sort of following. Let's flip it over. If this is a good tap. And then let's turn to the side. Okay, that's the first. The second. Third. Again, like, do you need 4 screws for this? I'm not sure. And this definitely should stay loose. So it's kind of the idea with these lock nuts is basically that this can like be a little bit loose and the screws don't loosen over time. So this one we still need to adjust where it needs to go. But yeah, so basically that's why the lock nuts are used there. Because like this needs to be a little bit loose that it can like self-center on the lead screw. I think 2 would have been plenty. Jordy, I really wish I would have saved another printer. Well, the thing is for me, I'm also now at the capacity limit. Um, and I'm a bit annoyed because for example, at the moment I have a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini, which I don't like. It's not that I don't like it, it's okay. But I don't really, I'm not super fond of this machine. I need it for my app stuff. And I also have an Elegoo Centauri, but like the Bamboo Lab and the Elegoo I will give to a friend. That I can access them in case I need to, but then usually I don't. And then basically what's left is 2.4. And then like down there, I have the switch wire and the two V0. And this one will basically be under the table. And then technically, I would have space for like another V0 sized machine. But I think in the future, if I get a new machine, like one of the other ones has to go. So, oh, careful. I was like, why is the bed not straight? But it's like, because the cable. Are you back for more trouble? Okay, let me quickly check. Do I have the leads to here? No. Okay, so then I would say let's do the motors. I mean, it would be nice to have the motors in place though. Oops. I just didn't cut these yet to size, so they are like too long. they would interfere with our y-axis, which is a bit of a shame. So we can't install them yet. I will cut them for the next time, and then we can install the motor, and we can install the lead screw, and then we have already like a complete working z-axis. Oh yeah, and the only difference is like the original build uses like steppers with integrated lead screws, and we will use these couplings. But it doesn't really matter because as you can see, there's enough space here to have the couplings in between. So I did some measurement in Fusion, and like they will sit even a bit lower. So this is a totally fine solution if you don't have like Z steppers with integrated lead screws. And these are incredibly cheap. Like the lead screw with the coupler costs like €2 because it's like the Ender 3 part. That's also why it's too long. But yeah, cool. Okay, this is done. Let me make sure to. So the z-axis then basically is done. The only thing that's left is, I mean, this part here, the cable clip. I wonder, should we install it? Like this cable clip here? Maybe it's good to install it because then the cable is not flying around anymore. So that would go here basically. Maybe it's not the worst thing to install. Just to have the cable kind of like out of the way. Let's do that. See, it's most likely in. Yeah, I see it already. It's this part, yeah. Sorry, Loki. Oh, and the panels are also on the way, by the way. Ravenkeeper made the panels, and he shipped them this week. But it takes a second to arrive because he lives not very close to me. It is going in like this. Don't eat this. I'm sometimes afraid like he starts like chewing on stuff and then like I think he might just eat certain things and I don't like that. Let me quickly show the frame. But I think for now it's fine if we just install it somewhere. We can later like just adjust the position. And then for now we can just do a little loop here just to hold that in place. Then it's also safe. Loki said, his toy got destroyed. Cat, careful. Yeah, this should work. And later there's a panel here that holds the cable a bit in place. And later the cable will also be a tiny bit shorter, but this will work perfectly. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look-see at the y-axis. I think that's a good thing to still do today. So let's look at the parts. Oh, the y-axis is on the top one. Wait, then maybe. No, wait. Stay out there. If the y-axis is on the top one, actually, like these are not really too long. They will be with the tool head, but yeah, let's do them later. Let's do the y-axis. Okay, let's explore the parts, I would say. So what are we looking for? So we're looking for parts shaped like this. That's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have 2 of each kind. Okay, so these fit together like this. And like this. But this one doesn't fit perfectly. Then I have 2 parts like this. Yeah, see here, like I printed them multiple times. Like it was such a chaos in the end with the parts that some parts are duplicates now. But hey, rather twice than not enough. Um, yeah. So let's see. So for the front, let me isolate that actually. So this is the side here. There's of course a bearing second there, okay. So the one with the nuts. So this one is this part. Then this one is the same part, but this one looks better. And this is the oh, this one is this part. And this one is this part. Okay. And then this one goes here. And this one goes here. So they are like offset, of course, because of the AB belts. So one is on top and one is on bottom. That's why the parts are a little bit different, which is perfect. Okay. And then on the back, we have the little part with the nuts. And I think these are like identical left, right. And let's see which one is nice here. Let's take those two. Like this one is printed on 2.4 and this one is on the V0. Like they're all a little bit like mixed now, which also means that I have a little bit different settings from the bat. So this one has, I mean, it's a tiny bit too far in. But you see, like you have 4 parameters here. I'm not sure if you can see that. And this one has only 1 parameter on the first layer. And this looks like much nicer. This is actually a setting I need to copy also over, that you only have 1 parameter. Because like the bottom surface looks like a lot more like nice with that. Because you don't have like these parameters and then the fill, you just have to fill. But let's use two identical parts then. Okay. Let's put these together quickly. That is quite easy. So we need 2 and 3 nuts. And then we need some random screw that is mislabeled most likely. M330. Call me skeptical. But actually it is a M330. I think all the M330s, they're either M330 or shorter. I think they're just shortened in the cut. I mean, that's my hope. Because then I can use the M330s I have here and just cut them as needed. And this nut will be pulled in later when we install it. Okay, so these are complete. Then here we have the same concept, and I think these are also M330s. Yeah, these are M330s, so that's good. I need a couple more of the M3 square nuts, and we don't have like too many M3 square nuts left actually. Oh, Steve, I missed your message. But then again, no, now knowing the Centauri is Clipper, some fun to be had with it. I think it's a nice machine. Like what I find really appealing about the Centauri is just like the build quality, like not necessarily the printer parts, but like the metal and glass enclosure is like really nice. It just feels like a nice machine. So potentially clippering it would be something in the future that I can think about. For now, as I mentioned, like I give it to my friend because he doesn't have a 3D printer and he asks me constantly to print stuff. So it's a little bit like here, um, teach a man to fish instead of giving him food, or what's the saying? But yeah, this is like the idea is like basically this is more like a lend lease kind of situation. So I might take it back or get it back when I need it. Wait, what are you? Find the browser. M535. I think these are these. Which one? This. They're like a fair bit too long. But yeah, they stand out on top. Oh, because this goes into the extrusion then. Okay, yeah, check. Makes sense. Understand. Okay, then this is correct. M335 is this. And I have quite a bag of those, so I expect more to be used. Okay, then how does the bearing stack here look? So we have a M5 shim. And that's a 1 mm shim, but I think the shims I have are 0.5 mm. Yeah, so we need 2 shims in my case. There were some 0.5 mm shims in the build and some millimeter shims, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Let's just use 2 0.5 mm shims instead of the millimeter shim. And also just to be sure, on bottom, there is also, yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, this is what I would expect. Um, where are the bearings here? Oh, one bearing, 2 bearing. And then this goes on top of this one. Let's get these in. The parts at least don't fall apart. So I'm just tightening them down to pull the M3 square nut in, and then I loosen them again. Because otherwise you can't like split the parts a lot, I think, because the nut isn't fully in the position. Okay, so let me be careful with these. We don't want to drop any stacks. Then let me flip the machine over. And then we can install these here in the corner. So we need hammerhead nuts. So I'm just orienting them. It's a bit stupid now, you don't see that. So I'm orienting them all in the same direction, that because I think this one needs to be quite close in the corner. Yeah, come on, go on. Here we go. Okay, that means this one can be placed. Wait. This one is not accessible. What we're doing doesn't work. Looking at this part. Yeah, this we first have to screw this one down here and then install all the stuff. That's not the correct order we're doing here. We first have to put this one in here. So we first have to screw this one down and then especially this one here. Which actually is quite a nasty one looking at it now, because like you can't, I mean you can kind of. Okay. And don't drop this screw in. Wait. We need to install the lead screws. Do they need shims on top and bottom? Yeah, Steve, they need shims top and bottom. Because otherwise the bearing is rubbing on there's top and bottom. I also checked that, right? Bottom, top. It's on both. Otherwise the bearing rubs on the printed part. Okay, but now basically this part can go on. Let's just put this horizontal, then it's a little bit easier for us to do the bearing stack. So we need shim, bearing, bearing. Oh, I didn't put the top. Okay, Steve, yeah, I gotcha. I forgot the shims. Yes, I only put shims on one side. I forgot the shims. Shame on me. The only thing we should quickly check is that this is somewhat aligned. I think it is, and then we can drop this in. Okay, that's number one. These will be like super nasty because like there's very little space. Let me no, I'm missing the Allen key for that one. That's not nice. This one doesn't have a ball head. That's not nice. There it is. Ooh, this is almost impossible. Because this one is even for the ball head too steep. Just want to make sure I'm in the M3 knot on the other side. Yeah. I think it tightens now. Yeah, okay. So we are in the M3 knot on the other side. That's all I wanted to know. I can back that out again. Okay. Then that's number one. We're still missing one hammerhead knot on this one. Okay, then also here we need to fix our shim problem. Okay. Okay. I lost another M3 knot here. Like this one is not really like happy to stay in place. Okay. Okay, this M3 knot is annoying. Let me just put like a temporary screw here. I will buy one, but like the bolts here like are not a problem. Like these fit perfectly well. Like these bolts are like none of the bolts today I had were sticking. Okay, I'll just keep the screw here that we don't lose this stupid nut. But yes, it's on my list. Lift it over. Okay, then let's stack the stack. So it's shim, shim, bearing, bearing, shim, shim. Now we also need to remove this temporary screw here again. I really hope we don't lose this stupid bearing there. Bearing, the stupid washer. I think now it's kind of like in a pocket, so it should be safe. Disinterested, it's fine. Like these M3 here, so they are a little bit sticky. Yep. But I'm not quite sure why, because the holes are fine on their own. I think it's like where the parts meet, they don't fully align. Okay, this one is fine. Yeah, this one is annoying. I think you should install the Y-axis before the Z. The Y-axis should be before the Z because then these parts are not here. And then you can reach this screw like a lot easier. Because now it's like a royal pain to tighten this screw here because like you can't really reach it from the side. I just hope we didn't lose this stupid. Yeah, it doesn't go into the nut. Like it sits on top of the nut, but it doesn't go in, I think. Like you can still lift the screw out. I think the nut is not like it's like this instead of like flat. Yeah, this would be a lot easier if you do it before the Z. Oh, I forgot the bat. Like I can't push the screw is loose. I can pull it out. I can pull out. I can push it in, but like there's a limit at the end. And I think that's just where the M3 nut is not properly sitting in. Okay, let's see. I think we have to disassemble this one here again. Oh wait, we also forgot this. We forgot the screw here. Very nice. But again, like this is one of these cases. Oh no, we didn't forget the screw. That was the long one. Ignore me. This one was the hidden one. Ignore anything I said. Oh yeah, see, it dropped out. Let's do the following. Let's quickly use a dab of super glue to hold this nut here in place. Let's give this a second. So I don't want to glue that to the extrusion. Okay. Shim, shim. Ah. Bearing, bearing. Shim, shim. Let's put them. Choose that again. I also want to install the top brackets here. Like it's just so much nicer to handle if you don't have to worry about damaging the table. Okay, this one is good. So we have success with this one now. Something blocks this. Something blocks the screw. It doesn't go in. Yeah, I can still pull it out. It doesn't. It doesn't go into the nut. I'm loosening, not tightening. Did I just screw up this big, Steve? This massively? This is my English is dying. Yes, I screwed up massively. Thank you, Steve. Yes, it works. Never mind me. Okay, cool. Then this is fine. Did I tighten the screw in here? I quickly want to check this. I don't trust myself. I prepared a lot of stuff today, so I just want to quickly double check. Oh, come on. Most likely, yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, one last time. Bearing, bearing. And two more shims. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Whew. That was not the most straightforward. Okay, then I have 4 rods left and they're all the same. So we can use 2. Then we have bearings. The only problem is, it's a bit embarrassing, but I ran out of kitchen towel, so I can't grease them at the moment. So let's put them in, and then I have a task for tomorrow to quickly take them out and grease them. And actually, let's just install without the bearing. I just want to see if like these rods fit, and I think we have a problem here because these don't fit in here. They're too long. They are too long. They're 30 cents, 30. And it should be 280. I think my intention when I put it together was to cut 2 centimeters off, which is not what I did. Okay, then we can't install that. Nevertheless, let's quickly put in these two, just that we have them in the right spot and they're like kind of like where they belong. But then I have to shorten these. I have to shorten the lead screws. It's a lot of fun saw action. And then the other problem I see now kind of like forming is we now place these parts in here. How does that work? Because there's not a hole here. Oh yeah, there's not a screw. So there is. It will be quite tricky to put together then. Because you first, like this is like kind of like fixed in place now. I mean, this is now fixed. So I mean, at least here we can access the screw properly. Okay, so you need to loosen this screw, then slide it down, then insert the rod. It will be quite a process. Um, this way. Here we go. Okay, then I think this is more or less how far I would go today. Um, so the video title was a bit of a lie. Wait, where is my shootout? But then I think the next logical step would just be to install these would to be install the rods here. So I need to cut the rods down. And then technically, like we already started like the AV belts here. So we have two bearings here in place already. So next time, let's do the motor here that this doesn't fall as violently as anymore. Let's do the rods, and then I would try next time to just get the gantry fully up and running. Hi there, NP. Welcome back for some more fun, where you just reached the end, basically. Or that you joined at the end. But yeah, I think like, I mean, it looks like a lot as nice now that the bag is in place. I would count it as a bit of a milestone. You know what? Let's add the top corners here as well. It's more like a temporary thing, and I'm not 100% sure which corner goes where. Oh, I'm missing something. So this is the front. There's also accent piece here. I didn't print that. Nevertheless, let's put them here. Just so that the corner is a bit protected, because I'm really scared is the wrong word. I don't want to damage the table with the extrusions. Then I also have to like be really cautious. And if we put these in, that will be not the case anymore. There it goes. Yeah, I just hope that this pays off and like this turns out to be like a nice machine. And if it's not a nice machine, we will we'll make it nice. And that's already enough, just so the corner is a bit protected. I think you're right, Mr. D. There's also corner braces. Yeah. Shall we also maybe quickly add the screws on the corners on the bottom? Hey, you know, like now I can just turn it like this, and like I know there's no like sharp aluminum corners like moving over my table. The good thing is, also when we don't install now the x-axis and stuff like this, I will reprint the couple of like parts I printed in black. I will reprint them in the green accent color. Oh, that was too fast for my poor camera. For those. Okay. Last two. And then just, I know the answer is no. Just to try, like these are the M6 screws. Oh, yeah, the screw head just fits, so technically, oh, but then the hole is only M5. Well, I would need to drill this out in M6 in order to place the screw here. So that will not work. Yeah, okay. Let's just leave them free. Like we don't need this corner here for sure. Do it, drill out. I don't have my drill here at the moment. But it's something I can do, like quickly remove the 4 screws to take the part out. And, or like technically, I don't even have to remove them. If I'm careful, I can just drill directly. But that's something I do off screen for off stream, Jesus, for sure. And I think this is, yeah, like these parts annoy me already. Like I will not change them because like here you have this overhang. I will think of something to cover this up a bit. As like, I don't know. I'm not sure why I printed this in this orientation. But yeah, it's actually quite good. Like even if I'm pulling on one side, it runs up and down smoothly. I think this is a good bad construction. It's very, very stiff. Painful to assemble, but stiff. Cool. Okay. Well, then I would say let's leave it at this point. It's also like right around the time I usually end the streams. So I think it's good progress. It's not what I wanted to do, but nevertheless, like step by step more printer. And if I now add the little like accent pieces here, like it even looks cool. Yeah, and here's like the umbilical will be here. PTFE tube will come from here. So I think it's really like shaping out to be like a nice little printer. Steve says it. Have a nice weekend. See you next time. Bye.